Megan, girl, what you do? Are you serious? This came out in the court. You ain't listened to a word I said. You didn't listen to a word I said, girl. Now, you know we are trying to take over the royal family. We is trying to do a lot of things to get you in the spotlight. But you keep messing it up, girl. You ain't listening to me. Why you ain't listening? Look, I told you, don't send texts and emails to your assistant. He could turn on you, girl. You weren't being nice to him, and he done turned on you. I told you, you don't give no information out to nobody unless you in the field, far away with nobody. You can't see nobody. It's a big, big, big field. And you got to be in that field butt naked, girl, butt naked. Because we don't want nobody to hear you, no listening devices. You done went and put this in a text and an email. It's out now, girl. I don't know if I want to be your friend. Because you don't know how to listen. Next time you listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm your friend. I got your best interests. And I'm trying to help you, but you ain't listening. Now get out of my face. We got to go wait and see what else is going to come out.
Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. I want to thank everyone who joined me last night with Paula in our live discussing the court case. This is all so interesting and fascinating, and at some point we kind of knew that things would come to a head like this at some point, because the continual lies and misleading and conniving just was constant. Like I was just talking about how the news is just always out there. And I think always trying to control your narrative, always trying to put out publicity on yourself and say other people lying and leave us alone. We're good people. You're trying to control the narrative about who we are. We want to control our narrative. We want to sue people for putting out information that I should be allowed to put out myself. Like, I'm gonna sue you because you put out information about me first, and I want to be the first to put out information on myself. I didn't want information put out about myself. You are invading my privacy. It's like so ridiculous. And I think what is so important now is that the people who have seen this conniving and recognize them for what it really is need this to speak up. And that's especially important to people who have always been supporters of Meghan. So like this lady I was watching this morning saw that she didn't think that this changed anything about them lying and conniving, because, you know, Meghan, she had to do this because let's just listen to what she had to say.
Completely support everything that she's done. I think if you were in the same situation, you would do the same thing. The letter is something which I think.
So let's go back. So she's saying that she's trying to defend herself. She was one of the most trolled women in the world. Is that really true, or did she bring it upon herself with the things that she has done? If she had just told the line, if she had just done what she was supposed to do, would all of this negative information come out about her? No, she was the catalyst for this information coming out about her. So of course people are going to troll you when they see you conniving. Like, she literally was trying to do things that were scandalous in nature, with the disruption of how she came into the royal family. The things that she was doing was creating this sensation around the press and what they had to say about her. So she is the catalyst for all of this information. So yet and still, this woman who's supposed to be talking about diversity and inclusion, essentially taking up for a woman who should be taking responsibility for her impact of negative press on herself, because she contributed to that. But we have people who want to go behind the title of diversity and inclusion and take up for Meghan. And this right here is clearly making her look like she's the victim. But Meghan is not the victim. Meghan is the one who is creating the problems around the news that she is getting. And even if she was getting negative news, rise above it and stop trying to show that people need to, don't say that about me. Don't you be talking about me. Like, like, she's trying to get people to say all good things and nice things about her. But when you are a public person, you're opened up to this negative type of narrative about yourself, and you can't always have excuses behind it. At some point, you have to be like, okay, I'm taking responsibility for the things that are being said. I know personally that they're not true, but I'm going to just keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Good morning.
I should have locked the door. Get out of here. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So let's finish listening to what she has to say.
I completely relate having a very sort of toxic, unhealthy relationship with my father as well, where your good intentions could be weaponized against you.
Now she's saying her good intentions. Did she really have good intentions? Or was her intention always behind trying to rise above the popularity of the royal family and to make this a global stage for herself? Were her intentions really, really good? I would say not. But yet this woman is taking up for Meghan and her intentions, knowing that she's lied intentionally. She lied about trying to get people to see her calling her father daddy, like pulling at the heartstrings from the information we found out in court yesterday. So no, Meghan has not always had good intentions, but this lady is going to take up for her.
Not something I relate to, and millions of others who have unhealthy relationships with their fathers can relate to.
And Meghan has not had an unhealthy relationship with her father. Her father has been her father who has taken care of her and provided for her. Meghan has been the toxic, self-centered narcissist in the relationship with her father. And when her father put his foot down and was being a father and said, no, stop it, girl, just stop it, then she's the one that got the ego and caused the friction in this relationship. She even spoke very highly of her father prior to her marriage to Prince Harry. So we've seen the evidence in how she had a very good relationship with her father. Of course, they may have had disputes here and there, but all in all, she spoke about her father more than her mother. So once again, this lady is giving out information that is just not right. She's not wanting to look at the information for what it really is.
No, I don't think it undermined their position, in my opinion.
Obviously, this is a very personal matter for them, very delicate matter as well. And when we hear they have defended themselves that they didn't collaborate with the authors of Finding Freedom, and now suddenly it becomes apparent that they did brief one of their aides to talk to them, and they did share some information with those.
Basically, she lied.
Authors regarding that book. Does that undermine their position at all for you?
Well, as the palace once said, recollections do differ, but I know that they've apologised, they've moved on, and I mean, in my opinion, it's not, clutching your pearls that someone tries to defend themselves by, acknowledging that an aide could sort of greenlight something if that's what happened. I don't think that is the biggest deal to me when the whole world was attacking this woman.
Okay, so once again, they're going to try to sweep it under the rug. They're going to say she's just going to keep it moving. I lied, but I'm going to keep it moving. I lied, but I'm going to keep it moving. I lied, but I'm going to keep it moving. Basically, they don't want to look at what Meghan has done. They want to, because they're like, oh my goodness, girl, what you do? And they go, okay, we got to just say, okay, you know what? Just keep it moving. That's how we're going to deal with the situation. We're not going to stop, look, recollect, or what? Yeah, we're just going to keep it moving, girl. Just keep it moving. That's what they're going to do. See? I told you, they're just going to defend her because she's black. And she may not look black. She may have a fourth of black. She may have a quarter, half, whatever you want to call it. They're going to consider her black. They want this to be their success story. So, I'm going to go on and read my article now. I just want to show you guys how within the black community in Britain, here in America, they're not going to see it the way we're seeing it as, headline, breaking news. We got proof. Because already in the news media in America, it's not even being talked about, really. It's not being talked about. And, all in all, when we look at the royal family in America, they're like celebrities to us. We don't look at them as people who work and are doing a good service, who are an institution that's, you know, behind tradition and monarchy. We just look at this little pretty, you know, royal family. Oh, man, that's so cute. They's a royal family. They cute. They're celebrities to us. Like, we don't look at it the way you do in the UK and in the Commonwealth. We just don't. And I don't think they're going to really look at this serious. I think Meghan will be able to sweep it under the rug, and unless the media picks it up and is really putting this in the faces of the people as a big deal. So far, it is not, but it's still early, so we'll have to wait and see. So Duchess of Sussex admits she misled the court. And I like how people were saying the Duchess of Sausages. Because that is kind of like Sussex, sausages, Sussex. So that's what we're going to say. The Duchess of Sausages. Because I guess it sounds like I'm saying sausages when I say sausages. Okay. So Meghan Markle apologized unintentionally is the word she used, not mentioning aides' contact with authors, as experts say previous court ruling now in doubt. We know it was intentional. And for the very fact that she's saying that, oh, I intentionally misled the court. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm American. I don't know how all this is. I'm intentionally misled y'all. I'm sorry. By the fact that she even said that, she's lying. She's lying while trying to defend herself. Because we know, how can you not intentionally, or how can you not really remember or say you didn't mean to mislead the court when there are several emails and text messages? Of course you did. You know what she needs to do? She needs to just own up to it and say, yes, I was not completely clear when I said I did not collaborate with the book publisher or the book authors of Finding Freedom. I wasn't completely clear. I merely just wrote things and just to, well, okay, I lied, y'all. I lied. That's what she needs to say. Come on, just say you lied. The Duchess of Sussex has apologized for misleading the court over whether she had given authorization for an aide to brief the authors of a biography about her. The Duchess said that she had not remembered email exchanges in which she was told about a 2-hour meeting between her communications secretary and the writers of Finding Freedom. She don't remember that, y'all. It wasn't like it was a real quick meeting, like, okay, we're going to talk about this information that the Duchess gave to me, and she wants this information to go in the book. Now, they sitting down for a 2-hour meeting about this, but she doesn't remember it. Now, it's not just this one 2-hour meeting. There's more that didn't come out, but there's more. So the misleading of this woman continues. On Wednesday, she apologized to the Court of Appeals after a series of emails were disclosed which showed that she was aware of the meeting between Jason Knopf and the authors. The emails revealed that the Duchess had provided briefing notes to Mr. Knopf ahead of the meeting with Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durant, and that the Duchess and the Duke of Sussex had offered to tell the authors what his wife had been through in the public eye. And we know they said that they had nothing to do with it. So you talking to the authors about what is going to go in the book, and then you go before the media and you say, we had nothing to do with them. We did not collaborate. We did not have our friends talk to them. Like, you denied everything. But in emails behind the scenes, when you under darkness in the dark of night, writing your email, conniving, you are collaborating with them. And then Harry's going to go out. If you saw my video that I put out yesterday, Harry's going to go out and say, there's a misinformation lie machine called the internet, and they're putting out lies. I tell you lies about me. You lying, Harry Windsor. That is what's happening. But he's going to try to twist the story and make it seem like everybody's just getting it wrong and lying about him. Like they say, do not pee on my leg. and tell me it is raining. So previously, the Duchess had told the court via her lawyer, Schillings, that she did not know whether her communications team had given information to the authors and had insisted she had not been contacted by aides for clarification of any matters relating to the book. Once again, that's what she said before this came out. She was like, I don't know anything about that information. No, I don't remember. No, I don't remember my aides talking to those authors about me and wanting to get clarification about information. I don't know. No. Lie. What does this say about your character? What does this say about who you are as a person? If you can't put yourself out there and just be a good person. So if you have to connive, if you have to twist things, if you have to try to manipulate and try to kind of persuade people to see things a certain way when they are really not, then that means your character, who you are as a person, is not authentic. It's false. It's fake. You're phony because you're trying to paint something that you know is not going to go over well with the public. That is essentially what has happened. So she said that she had forgotten about Knopf's meeting with the authors, finding freedom, and the emails telling her about it, saying that she had absolutely no wish or intention to mislead the defendant or the court. She conceded that Mr. Knopf, her then aide, had offered information for the book with my knowledge. Yes. So what does this do for people like the Obamas and Oprah and the advocates for Meghan? Will they completely just now shut her out and be quiet? Or will they stand up and say something and call it out? I think that they will not do the latter. I think they will not call it out. They'll just disassociate with her. But in the meantime, people who are not hearing them speak about Meghan are going to assume that they are in goods with Meghan because they haven't said anything negative. So there's a vast majority of people who are still going to be supporters of Meghan, considering all of the things that have come out about her that the high level celebrities do know about, but they're not going to make a big deal about it because they don't want to create a narrative around Meghan that's negative, because they could get backlash from people that support them for calling out another black person. That essentially is why they will more than likely not say anything. And I think it's important that they do, because most Americans, not all, there's the specials that know what's going on, but the majority of Americans are not going to know what's going on. They're going to see it at the small little print on a website, or it might be a news flash, or it might be a quick story, but it's not going to be fueled with report after report, people speaking out in a way that it will gain traction, and then people will change the narrative around their thoughts of Meghan. They will still support her because it's not being spoken about as someone who is disingenuous by those high level people who really do understand what is happening. Very well informed about what Meghan is doing in the UK. And if they don't say nothing, the narrative about her is just going between the common black American, or, you know, those who support her in America. She's just going to just keep it moving. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So experts in privacy law said on Wednesday that if the court appeal judge decides that the Duchess' admission of misleading the court is central to the case, they could rescind the previous decision by Mr. Justice Warby and order a new hearing with a different judge. So this is information from a privacy law expert who said this. So at this point, because we still have the perjury issue, we still have the issue that she has lied. We can't just now go on business as usual about the privacy and copyright issue that's being spoken about in the court. We got to be like, stop. Breaking news. The woman lied, perjured herself. We got to address that before we move on with this case. So this is going to be very central. So if the court rescinds, this is what I hope these judges do that are in these three, the Lord, the Lord and my lady that are listening to this appeal right now. They must rescind Judge Warby's decision if they find that her lies misled the court. then this will be heard again by another judge. So let's hope that happens. The Duchess is not, however, likely to be accused of perjury, as judges are highly reluctant to accuse witnesses of lying unless they have done so in person under cross-examination. So here we go. This is the answer to the question. She will more than likely not face perjury charges because she didn't have a chance to go under cross-examination to ask her follow-ups to her lies. So they're going to just maybe just sweep that under the rug. So the email correspondence was submitted to the court as part of a witness statement provided by Mr. Knopf, who left his job as the joint press secretary to the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the SUBTITLES in March of 2019, and now works as chief executive of Cambridge's Royal Foundation. It has emerged as part of a 3-day hearing during which Associated Newspapers Limited, A&L, the publishers of the Mail on Sunday, are attempting to overturn High Court ruling that their publication of extracts from the Duchess's handwritten letter to her father were unlawful, breaching her privacy, copyright, and data protection. A&L is seeking to use Mr. Knopf's evidence to show that the Duchess had no automatic right of privacy over her letter, claiming she had collaborated in sharing details of her life with her biographers. So she cannot have any claim of copyright, privacy, data breach when she herself was engaging in information to be disseminated to the public. She was breaching her own privacy intentionally. So how is it that she can sue for someone else breaching her privacy when she herself was trying or actually breaching her own privacy? I don't see how she has a case to stand on, but her judges, I mean, the lawyers are fighting. That's going on right now. So, you know, there's little intricate things within the law and courts that could come up. And unless you're an expert in all this law stuff, I mean, they can try to twist and turn anything. But let's see how well they're able to do that, considering what has happened yesterday. So the Duchess has previously denied any suggestion of cooperation with the book and argues that her letter to her father was deeply private. But at the same time, we know from her letter, she was saying, well, I'm going to write in this letter that, you know, considering that it could get out, because she knew it was going to get out. She knew that letter that she had written to her father was going to get out. She wanted her father to give it to the press. She wanted her father to do that. And when he did not, she had her friends talk about the letter. But she acted like they just knew about the letter from private conversations with her. And then they went and talked to People magazine about it without her knowledge. Like, it's just so wrong. So in a statement dated November 17th of 2020, her lawyers told the court the claimant, which is Meghan, does not know if and to what extent the communications team were involved in providing information for the book. They said this when they spoke at the trial. This we see that was spoken about in November of 2020 was a lie based on the information that came out yesterday. So more evidence for the appellate judges to overturn Judge Warby's case. The communications team were involved in providing information for the book, but the communications team did not contact the claimant for clarification of any matters relating to the book, save in respect of the request for a photograph, which the claimant declined. Lies. So on Wednesday, the Court of Appeal heard evidence from Mr. Knopf, who confirmed that the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex had actually both authorized specific cooperation in writing in 2018 of December. This is stuff the character of somebody, it's like when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. And we've been talking about this from the very beginning. It's like we continue to see evidence of things around her behavior and trying to make excuses for it. And we really have to be honest with ourselves. Just be honest about things. This really, I hope, will show people Meghan's true character. So she was telling them, when you sit down with them, because I know you're going to meet with them, Mr. Knopf. When you meet with them, you tell them this. X, Y, and Z. To me, Mr. Knopf is a Superman. He's a superhero. Like, he put out the information And it is because of him that we are able to have proof on the information that we have always known. She added that when she approved her lawyer's previous statement, I did not have the benefit of seeing these emails, and I apologized to the court for the fact that I had not remembered these exchanges at the time. Girl, we ain't believing you. How are we gonna believe you? You just lying all over the place. I had absolutely no wish or intention to mislead the defendant or the court. In fact, had I been aware of these exchanges at the time of serving the re-amended reply, I would have been more than happy to refer to them, as I feel they strongly support my case. Meghan, girl, you done stepped in it, girl. That's all I'm gonna say. You stepped in it. Meghan is a Hollywood girl. She used to dealing with people that are very, like, all about entertainment, somewhat shallow, how do I look? I look good, girl. Okay, we're going to go do this. We're going to get this acting job, girl. But she's not used to dealing with smart people, lawyers who are in the business of public relations at a whole nother level. She is playing a game in Europe that she is thinking about as an American actress. And she don't know how to play this game. She is playing this game like a child. Oh, I don't remember. What? I said that? I don't remember. Shoot. That's how she's playing this game. But these are people who are well above her in intelligence. They know how to play this game. So we cannot allow this woman to set the narrative to something that shows her character and that she is completely wrong about. We have to make people accountable for their actions and their behaviors. She cannot try to get one over on this. And I implore the American media, the people that are advocates of Meghan, the best thing that you can do is make her accountable for her actions, because she cannot represent Black women on the world stage behaving like this. Because I don't want her representing me. I don't want her to be the one that shows the behavior of someone who comes from a community that essentially is where I come from. And say that you knew you were lying and that you're sorry, and go reconcile with your daddy. And stop trying to talk about your family. This is the other thing. Like, she's disclosing information, negative information about her family that she wants the authors to say in the biography. She's saying negative things about her sister Samantha. She's saying how good she is as a person and how she's provided for her. She was the caretaker of her grandmother, but look at how mean her half sister is, and her father, and how bad they are. Like, all she wants to do is make other people seem like they're bad, and she wants to be the angel. But she can't be the angel, because all she does is seem to lie and mislead people. So we cannot allow her to set the tone and narrative, and we cannot praise her in this position, because she used this position to elevate her celebrity and to undermine the crown. This American woman needs to go kick rocks. As a matter of fact, she needs to go hide up under a rock as far as I'm concerned, because she's been exposed.